Okay guys, we were back today with a spring update and a 10,000 mile update on the 2017 Chevy Cruze hatchback. I do apologize, it is quite windy today and it is spring, and we're having quite a spring here in the northern states, so this is what I can work with right now. So here it is. It's just about ready to roll over 11,000 miles, and it's virtually been maintenance free other than an oil change. It's ready to go in for its second oil change in a couple weeks here, but it's basically been my grandfather's vehicle, and it's really it's primarily a secondary vehicle as they have another car they drive, so this kind of just sits most of the time unless he's going out by himself or something, but otherwise this just sits in the garage. So I actually needed to borrow it for a few days as one of my vehicles is down. So basically here it is. I figured I'd get it all cleaned up and bring you guys an update if anyone was interested. So for a Chevy Cruze, I'm just going to go over my general thoughts on it. It's a Chevy. I'm not too keen on Chevy, but you know, I've come around over the past few years with their newer designs, and yeah, again, it's a Chevy, but to each their own. I quite like it, especially since they introduced the new generation of the Chevy Cruze, especially the hatchback. This really just looks, I think it looks best in class, especially with the RS package. That spoiler, the way it just it's raised up a little bit. And just overall, General Motors, I think, did a really nice job with this, again, especially in the RS. He did put the RS badges throughout. There was a Chevy Cruze right there, and he debadged that. He also had some mud flaps. He put those on himself. Now, if you remember from my last video, I think I did mention, they don't make mud flaps for the RS trim, so he had to kind of special mold those into it, but they actually look really, they look fitting, and they look like they are made for the RS. So he did have the summer tires put back on. These are the 18-inch alloy wheels running on the Michelin green tires. They're more of a sporty type performance tire. They grip really well, and they have about a 50,000 mile tread life. Like, I don't see these tires being replaced anytime soon, especially since it only has 10,000 miles on it. The windows are tinted. They are 20% all the way around. Now, these right here are the AVS in-channel window deflectors. I'm not a big fan of those, but unfortunately, WeatherTech does not make their in-channel visors for the Cruze right now. So maybe in another couple months to a year, it would be nice to see them make those for this, because this is his second set. Granted, now AVS did replace them for free, but these actually flew off on the freeway. As you can see, he had to actually trim those up, and they don't fit in too well, and they don't look all that nice. They don't look that very nice, and I'm not a big fan of AVS as it is. They're pretty cheap, but again, that's what makes them for this. Now, this is a Premier. This is a fully loaded model. The only thing this is missing is the blind spot monitoring. Now, I don't think you could get the blind spot with the RS package. Don't quote me on it, but yeah. You have a nice single port exhaust. You have a nice exhaust tip. Turn signal indicators right there. Then your halogen headlights with your fog lights as well. Those are all halogen. You have some LED runners right there. See if I can remote start it. One thing I do wish this car did have was the swiveling headlights like my Focus does, my ST. That's one thing I am missing, especially since these are projectors. I would like the headlight output as well to be a little bit brighter, but you can always upgrade that type of stuff. And I do like the shark antenna and stuff like that. It makes it a nice looking vehicle. So sticking on in the interior, it hasn't been cleaned obviously, but everything is wearing. Again, for 10,000 miles, the leather right here is holding up well. The leather seats, they're looking pretty much brand new as well. So we do have some WeatherTech floor liners. One thing that I have noticed that I don't really like, I mean, this goes for all GMs, especially the type of graining they use. It gets scratched up pretty easily. I mean, you can wipe it down and it goes away, but it's just GM plastic. It gets really scratchy and it doesn't look the best, especially when you do that. But especially like this, you can see like little nail marks and stuff from closing the door. That's just little stuff, but nonetheless, there it is. Putting the headlights on, fog lights. And I mentioned this on my last video. I guess the sun comes in right here and gets in your eye. So he put some tape on it just to keep the glare off. It doesn't look the best, but it serves its purpose. Leather wrapped wheel is holding up well. It is heated, which is nice. I do like this more than my heated wheel in my Focus. The one in my Focus gets insanely hot and you have to shut it off. It doesn't feel good after a while, but this is just a nice warm feeling, and you can leave it on all the time. Again, that's personal preference. We have 60 miles to empty. I have put 450 miles on this tank, so it does good on gas, especially a lot better than the Focus. Maybe it's a bigger tank size. I have yet to investigate that. But yeah, overall, the car is really nice to deal with. 6-speed automatic. I've said it before, the car really does need to feel more responsive. I think that'd be justified with the tune. It just feels really numb to drive, and it's just not responsive. And for my everyday commute, I think I could be fine with it, but if it were me, I would definitely have it tuned. But it's a very comfortable car. The seats are very comfortable. It definitely serves my 120-mile commute daily. It's great. It feels like a car that it feels like it's a higher class than what it is. I do mean that. It's a really comfortable car to drive, and it's really smooth. So yeah, there's that. Here's the MyLink system. I'm not a big fan of it. It's a nice system, but it's too confusing for me. Maybe if I were to live with it every day, I'd have a better idea of what it's all about. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of it, though. You have the Sirius satellite radio right now, and yeah, there's all that. And we can see our weather. What's our weather? That's pretty cool. I think my Focus has that as well, but it's just more in your face right here for this system. So, and just there's all of that stuff. So pick your poison. Heated seats as well. Those are nice. Single zone climate control, which again, I'm not going to complain about it, but some people would like dual zone, but it is what it is. Automatic. And I'm not a big fan of the climate controls. I do like the way Ford has theirs laid out a lot better. And I'm really not trying to be, I'm trying to be unbiased here. And I notice when I'm driving at night, these lights are insanely bright. Like even on camera, they're pretty bright. So if this were my daily driver again, I'd probably put some tape over this because they're really bright. So we'll shut the sunroof there. I said that popped for looks. And again, everything is wearing accordingly for 10,000 miles. So this is really nice and padded though. I do like that as well. Automatic dimming mirror, which is nice, and then there's his dash cam. The Bose audio is a really nice sounding system. So I have no complaints there as well. It's just a really nice all-around car for someone that's not into cars. It's pretty much the total package. I do have the seat really kind of lean back farther than I would like it, but so he actually has seats down. He uses it a lot for like hauling things long distances, but we'll step back here so you kind of can roll right into it. So unfortunately, I do have the seat far like into my knees, so I can't really give you a nice representation, but it's really comfortable back here. And with the heated seats, that's really nice for this class of vehicle as well, and they work well. I've ridden back here a few times, and again, the materials all do follow through to the back, and it's really nice. I really like the stitched brown leather. It really looks nice. And so there's all that. And you also do have an armrest as well with some dome lights up there, which are pretty bright halogen lights as well. And you have a power outlet, which looks to be a household outlet, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, I've really investigated this whole car. And that's another thing I don't like about this. When you have your key fob on you, it honks at you. And if you leave it in the car, it honks at you, so you really kind of get honked at either way. He took out the trunk cover right there because he had the seats folded. You have quite a bit of nice storage. I think you do have a full size, or it's a donut, but yeah, you still have the full. You have a nice full spare. So there's that for you. Overall, I think they did a really nice job. I have gotten nothing but good compliments from this car since I've been driving it. I don't like that though. I wish it was capless. I'm sure there's something you can probably do to that. And there's that. It's really windy today. So there's all of that. And this looks like there's a flap missing, but it actually isn't. That's just part of the design. Yeah, so we'll pop the hood. It's a really attractive car in this color. So 1.4 liter turbo. I think it has 160 horsepower and maybe 180 pound-feet. Don't quote me on it, as I'm not 100% sure. But there it is. I do like opening the hood as well because there's no latch just lift up on it. But yeah, guys, there's the update for the Cruze. Any questions, drop them down below. As usual, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you all later.